Today, we're going to code a simple send transaction. To do this, we're going to need to import functions that we created in the last lesson. If you're just joining in now, I would recommend that you watch the previous lessons so that it's easy for you to follow along. Like usual, the first thing I'm going to do is give myself a few lines so that my imports don't start to crowd my code. Then we create our main async function by typing async function main parentheses and then curly brackets. Inside of this function, we're going to start to call some of the other functions that we created in previous lessons. The first thing we're going to start with is our basic wallet info. To do this, we're going to create a const that I'll name signer and set it equal to await and then the function I created which returns our wallet information. Mine's called getWalletInfo, and then add parentheses. Inside of the parentheses, we need to add two parameters. The first is our mnemonic phrase, which I stored in my private TS file and changed to mnemonic. The second is the chain prefix, which is Kujira in quotation marks. Next, let's create a const called response and set that equal to await signer.getAccounts parentheses. Then we're going to create a const called wallet address and set that equal to response bracket 0 dot address. That should bring up our address, but to make sure everything is working as expected, let's just quickly console log the wallet address. If everything goes well, the wallet address associated with your mnemonic code should pop up in the console. Okay, now that we have the signer and the wallet address, we can create a client. To do this, we're going to create a const called client and set it equal to await signing Stargate client. Now, if this doesn't auto import, head to the top where your other imports are and add it by adding it from the file kujira.js/node modules/cosmjs/Stargate. Now, head back to your client function and type period connect with signer parentheses. Connect with signer has three parameters. The first is an RPC endpoint. I'll leave a link to a resource page I found that has a few of them. I made a separate file earlier where I stored all the endpoints that I named Kujira EPS. From that file, I'm going to import Kujira endpoint 1. The next parameter is the signer which we created earlier. The last parameter are the options, which you need to import the registry for and the class called gas price. At the top, import from kujira.js/lib/cjs/index. The gas price is in the same file as signing Stargate client, so it should auto-populate, but if it doesn't, just add it to the import curly bracket field after signing Stargate client separated by a comma. After signer, type comma, enter, and then curly bracket. Enter registry, comma, gas price, colon, gas price, period, from string, and then enter how much you would like to pay for gas per transaction. For this next part, you're going to need a second wallet, so that we can easily test and see that our code is working. In the wallet API file, in our mylibs folder, let's create another wallet API to keep track of our second wallet. I'll call this next one Kujira Wallet 2 API and set it equal to the API link with my second wallet address replacing my first wallet address. With that done, we can go back and import the function we created in the last lesson to get wallet balance. Create a const called wallet1 and set it equal to await getWalletBalance parentheses. And for the parameters, input the first wallet API, and then the second parameter will be the token denom for the token you want to transfer. Create another const and call that wallet2 and set it equal to await getWalletBalance parentheses, the first parameter is the second wallet API, and the second parameter is the same token denom input earlier. Now let's console log the balances by typing console.log wallet1 kujibalance in parentheses, comma, number parentheses wallet1 divided by 1 million. Typing number converts what is in the parentheses into a number instead of a string, and dividing that number by 1 million allows us to see an easily understandable number. Underneath that, we'll console log wallet2 kujibalance in quotation marks, comma, wallet2, comma, number parentheses wallet2 divided by 1 million, and then run it to make sure it's working. Next, let's hop into the send message itself. We will create a const called send and set it equal to msg.bank.msg send parentheses curly brackets, and then press enter. The first property we're going to enter is from address. Type colon, then enter wallet address, comma. The next parameter is the to address. Again, type colon, and then enter the destination address. I'm just going to quickly get the address by coding it up near the top, where I input the code to get my first wallet address, and call it wallet address 2. Next, we're going to enter the amount. This also has two properties. The first is denom, which in this case is Kuji. The second is the amount which you need to multiply by 1 million and also needs to be represented as a string. So make sure to put the number inside of quotation marks and multiply the amount you want by 1 million. So in this example, I want to send 0.5 Kuji. So I'm going to input 500,000. Now that we have our send message complete, we have to sign and broadcast the message. To do that, we want to type await client.sign and broadcast parentheses. The first parameter is the wallet address that you are sending from, followed by a comma. The second parameter is your send message inside of brackets. The third parameter is the fee. I always leave it to auto inside of quotation marks. After this, to check to make sure that everything worked, we're going to copy this code and paste it down here so that we can see the updated balance after the message has been broadcast. Let's run it and see what we get. Okay, and it's working, so we can see that 0.5 Kuji has been added to wallet 2. Now that we have this working, let's clean up our code. The first thing we can do is create a file to hold the send message and turn it into a function that we can call in the future. To do that, I'll create a file in my mylibs folder called messages and move it there. First, I'll create a function by typing export function send message, and I'll give send message 4 parameters, which will be from address, to address, denom, and amount. Next, I'll put those values in the fields that they correspond to. Then I'm going to tell the function to return send. Don't forget to import MSG at the top. Next, here both response and response to don't serve any purpose in the rest of our code. So instead of leaving it as is, let's reorganize it so that it's a little easier to understand. To do this, let's go into our wallet info file. First, we're going to change the name of this function from getWalletInfo to getSigner. Next, let's create a new function called getWalletAddress and give it the same parameters as getSigner. Now, let's copy these 3 constants into the function that we created for getting wallet address. Then remove this one line. Okay, now with these new functions created, let's refactor the original code. Instead of these lines, we can simply type in const wallet address equals await get wallet address. And we can do the same for wallet address too. Then we can pull in the send message from our messages file. I'm going to be sending things backwards, so I'm going to make sure to change the signer to be from wallet 2 versus wallet 1. Then, when you're done, run it just to make sure it's working. Oops, I got an error because I forgot to change getWalletInfo to getSigner and change all occurrences. Now let's rerun and see what happens. Okay, so I got another error message because I forgot to write return wallet address, which is what we're looking for, in the function that we created for getWalletAddress. Let's see if that fixed it. Okay, we finally got it to work. My last mistake that I made was forgetting to put brackets around send, making it an array. All right, guys. So we got this working. That's how you send a simple send transaction. Simple, right? Let me know if you guys have any questions or comments by reaching out to me on Twitter or just leaving a comment down at the bottom of this video. If you found these videos helpful, please like the video. It really helps the channel out a lot. I will see you guys in the next video.